Wally Penatito's video was very thought-provoking for me and made me reconsider many areas of my practice. Firstly, he talked about connections that we hold with place, especially those that we have lived in or have whānau in or even just memories in. These places are not simple backdrops to our lives, but instead they have active roles and have helped to shape us on our journey so far. This really made me consider the places that I have felt connected to and how they have influenced the person I have become. I thought back to my family home in Ireland, where I was born and raised throughout my formative years. The house, its land, and the wider community and environment had a profound impact on my development. Growing up rurally in a small town in Ireland has impacted my beliefs, my attitudes, and values in a wide range of ways. One of my favourite things to remember is the sprawling 9-acre section we lived on and the many hundreds more that surrounded us, which we explored whenever we had the chance. It would be entirely untrue to believe these experiences could have happened elsewhere. I moved to Aotearoa 10 years ago, and in many ways, the biggest shock was the change of environment, the place. I moved into a busy, built-up suburbia on Auckland's North Shore. In many ways, I grieved the loss of the place that I called home for 14 years. The experience of moving spaces and places influenced me, as did the many years that I've lived in Aotearoa for. Another interesting aspect of Wally's video was when he discussed the disregard of local history within the education system and the replacement of this with the history of a distant place and time. This really made me question how and why this has come to be. Is it related to a nationalised curriculum, wherein they just want everyone to learn the same content? Even if this is a justification, there's no reason that the history being taught couldn't at least be focused on historic events in Aotearoa. It would be even more beneficial to leave a certain amount of the curriculum open to exploring local history. The disconnect that is apparent between students' lives and experiences and history is disappointing, as it doesn't need to exist. Students are much more likely to engage with a topic if they see its relevance to their lives or of those in their community. There is a wealth of knowledge held by locals in almost every community, town, and city, and it is a shame that their knowledge is not being utilised by the current education system. This is leading to a disconnect between education and the real world, which is leading to increased levels of student disengagement. Finally, Wally discussed the idea that moving towards place-based education would be challenging, but called on educators to engage in it because it was the right thing to do. He discussed the importance of challenging your current worldview while doing this, and exploring other perspectives and explanations. Engaging with the local community will likely lead you to question things you had previously taken for granted, which is one of the key benefits of place-based education. Engaging students in this process is hugely beneficial, as it gives them an authentic context and exposes them to a range of beliefs and values. Another key benefit is that it is student-driven, whereby the students' interests and curiosity can guide the process. There is no single right answer, nor wrong answers either. The exploration of ideas is the central aim of this process, which incentivizes students to think critically about situations. Place-based education helps to open up your mind and engage in what actually happened and make up our mind about what we think of things, and I plan on implementing it in my classroom.